Hey guys! If this is your first time to my channel, hello and welcome. My name is Emily and we are about to dive right into another pay or stay away. So let's just hop right on in, shall we? The first item that I have to talk about today are the brand new Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes that are coming out on May 1st. Not only is she releasing the Gemstones palette, which seems to be a jewel-toned all shimmer palette, and to me it looks like it leans a little bit more cool-toned than warm-toned, but there are a couple warm tones thrown in there. She is also going to be releasing the Coral Obsessions palette. Now, if you have ever watched one of my pay or stay aways or have watched a decent amount of videos on my channel, then I am sure that you are aware that I absolutely love coral eyeshadow. It is my favorite thing. Could you tell? I mean, not at all, right? There's no way you could tell I love coral eyeshadow. It's only what I wear in every single video. But I love the coral palette. I really, really want it, of course. Why would I not? I'm obsessed with coral shadows. I have like 1,000 in my collection. Okay, not 1,000, maybe like 10 to 15, but still. That's way more coral eyeshadows than one person needs. I do really want this though, I'm not gonna lie. The Gemstone Obsessions palette I could definitely see a lot of people getting cool looks with. It looks like there is a metallic green, metallic lilac, metallic blue. We got all sorts of cool colors in this palette, and for me personally, I wouldn't really get a whole lot of use out of that, but I could definitely see people creating some really, really cool looks with it. So I'm going to be staying away from the Gemstones palette. But that damn coral palette, why is everyone releasing corals right now? It's like, I'm trying to save my money, and everyone releases everything that I could ever want. I don't understand, but these makeup companies are draining my bank account. I'm pretty sure that these palettes are only $29, if I'm remembering correctly. The Huda Beauty Obsessions palette, I believe they're all $29, and it looks like you get 9 pans, so you get a decent amount of product, you get a nice variety of shades for a decent price. Now, I do own one of Huda's palettes. I own the Rose Gold palette, and that one was like $60, and it came out to 70 something after shipping and whatnot, and that's before she was sold at Sephora, is when I picked that palette up. So that was a lot of money, and I definitely appreciate her cutting down on the amount of shadows for a cheaper price, and of course coming to Sephora, I can get the free shipping and save a little bit of money there too. So I want to say no. I want to be good and say that I'm going to stay away, but let's face it, I'm probably going to pick it up because I am a collector of all things having to do with coral eyeshadow, and I just want to try it for myself. I haven't tried one of her Obsessions palettes yet, and I have heard raving reviews about them, so I'm probably going to end up buying it. So the next item that I'm going to be talking about on the pay or stay away list today is the Wet n Wild Flights of Fancy Summer 2018 collection. They brought out a pretty big sized collection for the summer, and I think everything looks really pretty. It's all bird themed. I believe everything's hummingbird themed, and it looks like they have a decent amount of colors in the collection. Everything looks pretty, not pastel, but just spring colors. Got some orchids, got some mints, and you get a nice variety of options in this collection. It looks like there is some lip glosses, some nail colors, you get some blushes, different eyeliners, and let's see, there's a primer water as well, which is interesting. It's at a really good price too. The primer water is only $4.99. And it looks like everything is going to be retailing for under $8. It looks like the maximum amount you would pay would be for the Pro Line blush brush, and that would be for $7.99. Everything else is pretty inexpensive, and it looks like you can pick up the box for only $34.99 for all of these products. I think that that is a good deal in itself. I think that if you're gonna go ahead and purchase a couple things, you might as well just spend a little bit of extra coin and get the whole entire collection if it is intriguing to you. I think it's a great deal. I like the idea of them coming out with inexpensive collection boxes because I feel like all these brands offer the collection boxes to the average consumer, or like the PR box that they send out to the beauty gurus. Sometimes they'll offer it for like $100, sometimes $200, sometimes even more. And that's really expensive, and I feel like you put that idea into the consumer's head when you offer something like that. I feel like if they wouldn't have offered that beforehand, then the consumer wouldn't even know it's an option and probably not even care to spend that much money. But once you dangle it in front of their face, then they are reminded that they might end up wanting everything, and that purchasing a $200 collection box might be a good idea for them, when in reality they may not use everything from the box and it might end up being kind of a waste of money. I think that offering a lower price point for a collection box is a really good idea, especially with these drugstore brands, because then it's actually obtainable and you don't have to feel bad for spending $34.99 on an entire collection. That's cheaper than a palette. I think that that is a great deal. Now, for me personally, I am not going to be getting the collection, but I think it's awesome. The things that really call out to me are, of course, the peachy toned blush. I really like it. It looks really pretty. All the blushes look to be illuminating, but I don't really have too much of a problem with that. I am more of a matte blush kind of girl, but I don't know, I'm intrigued. The color is really pretty, and I love peachy tone blushes, and these are only $4.99, so I'm probably going to end up picking that up. I'm also really interested in the pink eyeliner that they have. I think that's really cute. I like the idea of kind of the salmon peachy pink eyeliner. So I'm probably going to pick those two items up, but the rest of the collection I will probably be passing over. Next up on the pay or stay away list is the new Kat Von D Metal Crush Gold Skool highlighter. Looks like this is going to be retailing for $30, and it's going to be releasing on May 5th, and then it will be in stores in Sephora on May 21st. Now this highlighter immediately drew me in for obvious reasons. It's beautiful, goldy, champagne, icy color. It looks super reflective, super metallic, and of course this drew me in. I love highlighters like this. I'm wearing something kind of like this on my cheekbones right now with that kind of icy, gold, really blinding metallic highlight. But like I just said, I am wearing something on my cheeks like that already right now. So do I really need it? Not necessarily. And I will tell you that one night when I was bored testing things out for Mad Science makeup, I actually made a highlighter that almost looks identical to this. And I will pop up a picture comparing the two, but I'm pretty sure that I have already made this exact highlighter. Now it's not going to be the same formula, of course, because this is just something I made out of random eyeshadows and highlighters in my collection, but the color is pretty spot on in my opinion. Now I did also watch some reviews on the Metal Crush palette that came out for, I believe it was holiday 2017. What year is it? I almost said 2019. What's going on? I don't really think that those highlighters are really for me, at least the ones that were in the holiday palette, because I heard that they were really, really glittery. Now I did hear that they were very metallic and very bam in your face, but I did see in some of the reviews that they were really glittery and they did give a wet sheen to the face, but there was a lot of glitter and a lot of glitter fallout with those. So for me personally, I don't really want glitter in my highlights at all. And I know that it's just personal preference. Some people really do like glitter in their highlights, and I watched a video where Angelica Nyquist talks about the palette, and she wasn't really sure why people don't like it, because you kind of need a little bit of glitter in your highlight to make your cheekbones look really shiny and really wet, and the glitter will really give you that effect once it hits the light. But for me, I can find highlighters that are just metallic that give me that shiny, wet look anyway, so I think I might have to swatch this in stores because I am intrigued, but for right now, I already made something very similar to this. I am currently wearing something similar to this, so as of right now, it's going to be a pass from me, but I do want to see what it looks like in stores because I am very interested, and I'm sure it piqued a lot of people's attention. So the next item on the pay or stay away list, I am pretty sure that I am too poor to even be talking about this item. These are the new Pat McGrath Lustglosses, which are essentially her lip glosses. I believe that all of her lipstick products have the word lust in front of them. I think that's just kind of her little signature to her lipstick line. These glosses look absolutely insane. They look so glossy and wet and shiny, and they don't look super glittery or super chunky, at least in the photos that I see. They look really, really shiny and really gorgeous. She brought out a wonderful shade selection. You have almost every shade you could need in this collection. You even have a bright sparkly gold. You have some nude shades that look to be like a cream finish. You have some reds, some pinks, and it looks like an orange. So I think this is a good first launch when it comes to lip glosses. Now, these are going to be retailing for $28 each, which is kind of expensive, but not as expensive as some of her other products. Let's get that straight, because some of those things are just too expensive for me to even look at. I feel poor even looking at the Pat McGrath section on Sephora. You can also buy these lip glosses in a set of 4 for $95. Now, I certainly won't be spending $95 on 4 lip glosses because girl, that's expensive and I need to save my money. But $28 for one lipstick isn't horrible. I used to like the Buxom White Russian lip gloss, and I believe that one's 20 or maybe 22. So the Pat McGrath one is only a couple dollars more than the Buxom gloss. So that's not completely outlandish to me, and I really love these lip glosses. They look stunning. My favorite lip gloss is the Dior Lip Addict XXL Plump Gloss or something like that, and that one is $32 or $36. So it's pretty up there in price, and I think that these Pat McGrath ones have potential to be even better than that. So I definitely want to try one of these out. The shades that I'm most interested are Dare to Bear and Flesh Fantasy. One's a little bit peachy and one's a little bit more nude toned, but they look super, super glossy and wet without having any sparkle in them. So that's right up my alley. I am 100% there for this type of lip gloss, and I'm probably going to be at least trying one of them. So next up on the list, we have the new Physicians Formula Butter Collection palettes. It looks like they brought out one for lighter skin tones and one for deeper skin tones, which I can appreciate, and I'm sure a lot of people can appreciate, although the deeper one doesn't really look that much different than the lighter one. That's a little questionable, but I guess the idea is there. Anyway, it looks like these are going to be retailing at Walmart and on the Walmart website. Looks like they're coming sometime in May. People have seen some of the boxes already out on shelves in Walmarts, and they are going to be retailing for a whole whopping $11.88 for 4 powders. Looks like you get one of their butter bronzers, one of their butter blushes, and they brought out 2 butter highlighters. One of them looks to be a traditional kind of champagne highlight, and the other one looks to be like an iridescent-y type of highlight. You are also getting in the set a small fragrance bottle that contains the Butter Paradise scent. If you have not already tried any of the butter bronzers or the butter blushes or anything from their butter line already, the products have this coconutty, beautiful, islandy smelling scent, and it looks like they have went ahead and put that into a fragrance and included that in these boxes. I am not sure how big these pans are. For all I know, they could be the size of a quarter, just like the Hourglass palettes, but for $11.88, that's okay. That's not that much money, and I am a-okay with the fact that they might be really small. Best case scenario, they might be normal sized pans, but I am definitely going to be picking up either the light kit or the deep kit. I feel like these might end up selling out, so I'll just take whichever one I can get. I feel like I could make either or work for my skin, so I am most definitely going to be picking this up, because even if it's a flop, it's only $11.88, and I'm sure that at least one of the items in the palette will work out for me. You know, I'm always hopeful that all of it will work out for me, but sometimes you just have to take a risk and see. But I think this is definitely worth picking up, and I'm absolutely going to be keeping my eyes out for it. I'm probably going to end up going to Walmart this week and seeing if my local Walmart has it in store, because I really, really want this. So speaking of drugstore boxes, it looks like Walmart is on a roll lately because they brought out some Walmart Beauty Box Favorites, which are kind of like the Sephora Favorites kit. If you're familiar with those, you can get a kit for like 25 bucks from Sephora and get a bunch of different lip products that are all mini-sized, or you can get a bunch of different mascaras that are all mini-sized. And it looks like Walmart has brought out some kits that are kind of similar to that. But these are going to be $9.88, which is ridiculously cheap, and I think that this is an amazing concept. They're bringing out the Glow For It box, which looks like it's going to have some highlighting products and a sheet mask. They're bringing out the Latest in Lips box, which has some lip products in it, and these all look to be mostly full size. I think there's only one sample size in there, so that's pretty cool. They are bringing out the Time for Eyes box, which looks like it has an eyeshadow palette, actually 2 eyeshadow palettes, mascara, lashes, everything you would basically need for your eye look. They also brought out the Love My Curls set, which has some hair items for curly hair, and a naturally inspired set, which is basically just lotions and body care. And then they have the Refresh, Renew, Extend, which I believe it's for damaged or color treated hair. So they have a decent amount of boxes that they have brought out, and they are already available. So $9.88. That is ridiculously cheap. I saw that in the highlighter box you do get a full-sized Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder, and that is $5 in itself, and you still get 4 other items with that specific highlighter in that box. So that's a really, really good deal. As far as me buying any of this, I personally don't need anything like this right now because I have a decent amount of products that I am happy using, and I have my routine kind of down to a T. But if you've been wanting to try out new stuff and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, I think this is an amazing option, and I appreciate them bringing out inexpensive alternatives to the Sephora kits, and I'm sure a bunch of other people do as well. I don't really want to shovel out a bunch of money to spend on one of those Sephora kits and end up only liking a couple of the products, or maybe only 1 or 2 products, because then you're really not getting your money's worth. You might think, oh, well, I'm spending 25 bucks to get a bunch of lipsticks, but if you only end up using 1 or 2 lipsticks because the rest of them aren't really your shade or your cup of tea, then you end up let down because you weren't able to utilize all the products and some of the money kind of went to waste. So something like this is a really nice option, because then you don't have to give your left arm and your firstborn child to obtain products that you want to try. And I am happy to announce that I do not have to bring up the Hopeless Romantic collection by Melt this week, because it launched on my birthday on the 27th, and I was able to pick up the blush in Cali Dream, the lipstick in Rebel? Oh god, I can't remember. But I was able to get one of the lipsticks, and most importantly, I was able to order the Babygirl stack, which I have been talking about for the past 4 weeks on Pay or Stay Away. So if you have been keeping up, you know how important this is to me. And I cannot freaking wait to get it in the mail. I am so impatient. Come on, UPS, let's hurry it up here. I need to try this for myself. But I am very, very happy to announce that I don't have to be mentioning them this week, because the collection finally dropped after a month of anticipation. I know I'm very overdramatic, but if you like makeup, you understand what I mean. At least I hope. That is going to be wrapping it up for this week's Pay or Stay Away. I only really try to talk about items that caught my attention, things that either caught my attention in a good way or a negative way when I look at them on either DupeThat's Instagram or Trendmood's Instagram, and there wasn't a whole lot that really got me thinking and got my attention. So this week's Pay or Stay Away was a little bit shorter, but knowing myself and knowing how much I ramble, it was probably still really freaking long. I do hope that you consider subscribing if you have not already. I am doing all sorts of makeup stuff on this channel, and I do Pay or Stay Away every single Monday. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. I hope you are having an absolutely amazing day wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye!